Hi there, welcome back to Japan. And oh my god, is it dark? I'm sure there's something I can do about the controls for this camera. Oh my god, who can see anything? Let's have a light. Can we light the image up a bit? There I am. I'm coming back. Oh, I'm here now. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, wait, I've got a message, but I can't see it because the controls are in the way. Hello! Hello, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, I've got my beer and everything. I'm ready to go. So basically, as you probably guessed, if you've been following for a while and you know how this works, then you'll probably know that I've been coming, well, the plan is to be coming back regularly to Tokyo for the weekends. And it's the weekend and I'm in Tokyo. I was supposed to be staying with someone, but unfortunately, due to the wonders of them going to work, they're not feeling very well. And so yeah, I'm just sort of holed up in an internet cafe again, but the electricity and the Wi-Fi appears to actually be working here now. Is it cold here in Tokyo? In Tokyo, not really. It kind of depends what you regard as cold. Um, I would say it's relatively normal. I think it was about 15 degrees or something. So much or muchness. Um, but yeah, where I was before, Hakuba, that's much colder. That's getting towards zero now. Apparently, the snow should be starting there soon. So when I go back to Hakuba at the beginning of next week, I expect it to be covered in snow. So yeah, wonderful. But no, I'm back in Tokyo for now, and I've been doing many fun things here. I have many things to do while I'm in Tokyo, but I'll get onto that a little bit more when there's more people in the room. First of all, though, just nice to see. It's a nice, by the way, fella Falking. I think this is the first time I've seen you on the chat, so hello. Hello, welcome. I do know that I just posted a video, so there's probably people are watching the video, thus not coming over to the live chat. So I expect in about 10 or 15 minutes we should get some people crossing over from there to here. But last time I was in the internet cafe, the internet stopped working, which is it's like going to a KFC and finding they have no chicken. It's a bit of a weird thing to happen. So I'm hoping that the internet stays this time, but it appears to be relatively strong. So fingers crossed. Hello, Harry. Hello, welcome, sir. I was just saying, back in Tokyo for the weekend. This is why I'm doing the live stream from Internet Cafe again, and hoping that the internet continues all the way through. This is a different branch, so fingers crossed. Yeah, but it's nice occasionally to present this show in the dark, as you do. I'm back in while I'm back in Tokyo. I'm staying near to Akihabara, and I decided that one of the things I want to do because this whole program started at the beginning of the year. It started at the beginning of January. When last year we were on the radio, and then we switched over to doing this at the beginning of this year. So the beginning of next year obviously marks the first whole year of having done the YouTube program. And so I wanted to do some updates, and in the new place in Hakuba, I'm thinking about properly kitting out the place to make a nice little, like a recording set for when I do the shows, getting some, just getting a nice sort of setup for the room, including some cardboard, don't worry. But as part of that, I had to get some better lighting, but also I wanted to get some cool, just sort of music related stuff. And I found this awesome little shop in Akihabara, which at first I walked past it a few times because it was not the sort of thing I would normally go into. It's kind of does all the idol group stuff. It's like all the AKB, Nogizaki sort of stuff. Not really what we do here. But I thought I'd just have a go look in there and see what sort of merch they've got. And in the corner, they had a corner with some really interesting stuff that I just didn't expect. So I've been managing to get my hands on some really strange, rare posters and things of loads of the bands that we cover on this channel have posters that you can get in that shop. So I was really ooh, and I've already started buying them. So when we have the new set, there's going to be lots of really cool tour posters for Japanese bands that I've got hold of. But yeah, it's going to look really awesome. And like I say, I've managed to find some cheap lighting that I can get to make everything look much better for the shows from next year. So yeah, I'm feeling really positive about that. I think that was an awesome little step. So hopefully we'll get one of those cool, very YouTube-looking sort of rooms for next year's programming once we get up to our anniversary. So yeah, many positive things. Many positive things. Look, Ronald McDonald is telling you to dispose your behavior. What a fantastic shirt. Ronald McDonald as Satan throwing away a grenade and a machine gun and telling you to dispose your behavior. It's really cold this morning, minus 12 Celsius. You are in Canada, I'll give you that. You guys have managed to dip way below us already. I don't know if we're going to really catch up with you where I am in Nagano. In Hokkaido, when I go to Hokkaido, I expect it to be as cold as Canada. But when I'm in Nagano, it will snow, but it won't get down to minus 12, I don't imagine. Maybe at the very peak. I hope everything's okay. I hope everyone's safe there. I know you guys are usually prepared, kind of like in Hokkaido. If you're used to the cold, you're used to the cold. Not like when it happens in like Tokyo or worse when it happens in London. If there's any snow in London, then London just ceases to operate. If you visit the feedback shop while you're on the second floor, feedback shop. Where is the feedback shop? Never heard of that. I mean, I must admit. I mean, I've spent so many years around Akihabara. I don't know all the little shops like James does. I know all the streets. I know where like the computer shops are, and like the tech shops and things like that, and where the good music shops are. But when it comes to like the sort of the merchandise shops, like I said, the one I found today was in the back of like an idol shop, which is like not really like the sort of place I wouldn't really even think to go. And then I just thought, you know what? I got some time. I'm going to go check it out. And then, bam! They're in the back corner. They got some like really interesting bands and stuff. Just have a look here. Hey, Penguin, how you doing, man? Welcome back. Don't Scandal have their own shop? They might have a pop-up shop. I don't think Scandal have a permanent shop. It's currently 4 degrees Celsius in New Jersey. So okay, so New Jersey is like Nagano right now. Okay, that's an interesting one to know. I was just saying, by the way, in case you didn't know, obviously I just posted a video. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. It was the Mochito cheese thing, Akane and Konami before Bandmade. I did a reaction to that, had a little talk about it, shared some theories on what I thought was going on with that band, because it gave some strong vibes off to me. So interesting to see what you guys think. You can obviously, like I say, school me on the details, let me know. Not before Bandmade. It states in all of the details that I've seen that it's before Bandmade, so that's annoying. 2015, and with 2 members of... It like actually says before Bandmade. Hey, I found an interesting group. Lucy 2 is their name. Someone already actually recommended Lucy 2 to me, but I've actually already recorded the reaction. That one will be coming soon. CMC Predia. Lucy 2 are great. Predia. What's Predia? Predia? Hey, how you doing, Zimph? Welcome back, sir. Welcome. All right, well, I'm imagining I'm going to get a lot of remarks schooling me on my Bandmade video, but I mean, it very clearly said in what I was reading that it was before Bandmade. And now I'm being told it wasn't before Bandmade. It's like, it's kind of ruined the whole perspective of that video now. Oh, well. And 2 members of Predia. Oh, part of the same. Oh, okay. So 2 members of Bandmade, 2 members of Predia, and someone else. Yeah, I made some comments on that, though, that I think probably people are going to take offense to them. Oh, well. Honesty is honesty. It's before they started Bandmade. Okay, so was it a band that started before Bandmade but is still going, or? Okay, well, at least if nothing else, whatever the answer be, at least I don't I don't have to worry about me being the only person who's confused about this. Feedback Tokyo, always in Shibuya. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I might go there, but I try and avoid Shibuya like the plague. Just kind of a very boring place. It's got that crossing that everyone likes, but otherwise it's just really boring. The Tower Records is kind of cool, but yeah, they got a better Tower Records now elsewhere. So yeah, I don't really go to Shibuya, but if they've got some cool merchandise in there, then I will check that out. Because that's worth going to. That's worth going to. At least the recorded stuff is 2015 Bandmade, starting in 2013. Confused. Well, if we can't all agree on when that was recorded, then one of us is confused. It might be me and Fernando who are wrong. It might be CMC who's wrong, but who would be very doubtful that CMC would be wrong about something related to Bandmade. So 2 against 1 doesn't necessarily work in this situation. I'm like I say, I'm willing to go with whatever it is. I don't know. It's just I was given the very definite impression before watching that video that it predated Bandmade. So fair enough. Doesn't really matter now. Just I hope people understand that when they watch the video. It is their own shop with their own clothing on the first floor and Scandal merch on the second floor. So it's just a Scandal shop. It's only doing Scandal stuff, or might have been posted in 2015 on YouTube. Well, one of the songs they recorded is Forward, a Bandmade song. It's okay. It doesn't matter now. It's too late. I've already recorded the video. Yeah, Harry, is that just a Scandal shop, or do they do all kinds of merch? First one, Scandal merch on the second floor. Also, the problem is if it is like owned by the band, then I get the feeling that the merch is going to be really unreasonably priced. Like the shop here was amazingly cheap. I mean, I got like massive, like a B4 size poster. I got one for Bish, one for, actually there's loads of Bish ones, really good Bish ones. I got one for Bish and I got one for Silent Siren, and they were like 1,000 yen each, which is like super cheap because they're like massive, really high quality prints. So, first of all, isn't branded Scandal, it's branded. Yeah, okay, all right. Harry, my point is that, I mean, feedback, I mean, if it's a brand that belongs to Scandal, then it's Scandal. I mean, my point is this all Scandal stuff? Because, like I say, if it is official merchandise being bought brand new from a shop that only does that one artist, I get the feeling that going there could be perhaps not a very good value trip, if you know what I mean. So I just kind of wanted to get an idea for, is it like a music thing with Scandal stuff on one floor, or is it just all Scandal? Lexi Central, Hatanes, but not bad. Whatever. Yeah, I'm usually screwed. Most of what I do is screwed. Seems to have started an argument on the Bandmade subreddit, having mentioned my not liking the auto-tune of the new Scandal song, and off it went on auto-tune. Yeah, I get the feeling that you're practicing your troll game hard right now. Yeah, the auto-tune thing's come up a few times. I've had this conversation a few times over the last week or so. I think ever since it was brought up on the Scandal thing, it's become more of a conversation amongst at least this community, people like ourselves. I mean, I stand by. I think auto-tune's a very simple case. You know, it's a tool. You use it good or you use it bad. You know, you can use it in a creative way, and if you use it in a creative way, then it's going to appeal to some people and not to other people, because it's a creative choice. Not totally innocent topic, wasn't not even on it. It was on the amount of views are in there as compared to previous video releases. Yeah, but it is interesting though. By the way, how is Renee doing compared to other videos? I mean, I would kind of get the feeling that Renee would be one of those songs that, compared to the other videos they've released of recent, I think it would very much appeal to Bandmade fans, but probably wouldn't get quite as much traction elsewhere. I guess, I mean, maybe if it gets into the hardcore fans, it's going to spread like wildfire. It's not quite got the popability of a lot of the other singles they had recently, which are much more radio friendly. Hello, Lazy Lion. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Been interested by some of your comments recently, by the way, as well. So thank you. Keep them coming. Harry, okay. Well, since I haven't been there myself, not being in Japan, but it is basically a clothing store. Not sure if it's exclusive to their own brand or store, but that's what they advertise heavily on. So I guess my real question. So this shop is owned by Scandal. Because if it's owned by Scandal, then maybe like other, I was going to say maybe other groups on their record label. But the problem with that is, of course, first of all, they've gone solo with their record label. And even if they hadn't gone solo, they're related to Victor, which means most of their other label mates we wouldn't be able to cover on this channel anyway. So it'd be a bit ironic having their merchandise on the set if we couldn't talk to them. This is a difficult one because, like I say, they own the shop, yeah. So it's gonna, the chances that I'm going to be able to get anything. I think, to be honest, I'm better off probably not going there then, because Scandal merch is the sort of thing that you will be able to get. I mean, I found some Scandal T-shirts and things while I was in that shop today, so I'd probably be better off just going to like the second-hand shops in Akihabara, which have like all this second-hand merch, and picking it up from there. Seems that I'm more likely to get a decent deal on something interesting than going to Shibuya and going to like a branded first-hand shop where it's just the one artist and it might not necessarily be the sort of stuff that we want. So that's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. If I am anywhere near Shibuya, I will, but like I said, I try to avoid Shibuya for the best part, so I'll give that some thought. But thank you for mentioning that. It's difficult. It's got me thinking, man. I guess if I had more time, if I was in Tokyo all week, I probably would just cruise by there. But because as I'm only here on the weekends, I've got to keep my schedule quite tight, so probably not going to get a chance. I think it's around 220k after 8 days, which is lower than expected and lower, I think, than Endless Story and Bubble. I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, the other problem is, and I hate to say this, but because that video, I'm sorry, people are not going to. I mean, when you're on YouTube, I'd be interested to know what the streaming figures are like. Maybe the streaming figures are much better. But a good video can sell a song, especially when it's on a platform like YouTube, which is a visual platform as well. The video is just very unattractive. Doesn't catch your eye at all. It's kind of like I said, it's like looking through a dirty car windscreen. It's just, yeah. So I think the mixture of that video and also the fact that the song seems to play much more like it's for fans and people who are familiar with the sound than it is for like general radio play. I can't say I'm surprised. I think that's pretty clear that it was always going to come out with lower results, and that's probably why the record company didn't fund it as much. But no, just my opinion. Maybe the third vid will be the Little Bear Endless Story. To Poppy, Rena too hard, so can't please audit arseholes all the time, I suppose. Yeah, no, you can't. It's just some arseholes are more ubiquitous than others. Price-wise, you could be right. This is in regards to the Scandal shop. Like I say, it's difficult because the thing is, if I pay to go to the shop, if I pay to go to Shibuya, and then while I'm in Shibuya, then I buy the merchandise, and the merchandise is like 1,000 yen more than it would be elsewhere. Then I'm going to end up like really, really paying out a lot to go to a shop that will have one band's merchandise. It's a shame because it kind of sounds like such a cool thing, but the video is official terminology as CAC. I'm so glad that you said it as well, because I've been run through the mud for saying that. It's not good. It's not up to the song, that's for sure. So how heavily promoted was Rene? Didn't Scandal hype up Soishu Heiki video before its release? It certainly seemed to me, from at least what I was seeing, that Saishu Heiki, it's really hard for me to say that, Saishu Heiki, got a lot more promotion. But in all fairness, that doesn't seem surprising. I mean, Rena is not going to get radio play. It's not going to get widespread radio play because it just simply is. It's very nichey. It's like a heavy song. It's not the sort of thing that's going to get played particularly a lot. Whereas Saishu Heiki, that could get radio play. And I would imagine that the record company would want to push that more because there's more chance of that being distributed. And, it's going to appeal to more people. There's no doubt that just as a song, it obviously is going to sell better because just the sound, it's more of a palatable sound for a wider audience. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Scandal's new song is getting much higher figures and selling better. It just seems that it's just down to how it's aimed. So that seems more of a genre thing. I'd be willing to accept that. Rene kind of came from nowhere, no major promotion about it, but that's kind of how this seemed to do it. Like I said, again, I would suggest that the reason why Rene came from nowhere is because they knew that was directed at the fans. That was not directed at wide release, I believe. I think that was directed solely head-on at band-made fans. I think I actually said in the reaction, my feeling towards Rene is it seems to almost be like, okay, we put out these songs recently, like Start Over and Endless Story and, Bubble, and it's kind of like they're saying, we just want to reassure you that we're still a rock band. It doesn't seem like it's so much a serious commercial release as it is just an attempt to keep the fans aware that they're not being abandoned, which is a very valid reason to drop the song. But also a very valid reason not to really promote it with a budget. That's my feeling, but it does seem to be playing out that way. So I'd say that's fairly likely that that's what's going on there. Harry, the prices for Scandal t-shirts seems to be way more than it was in the shop I was in today. I mean, pretty much all of the merch was up to 1,000, except for there was like one of the Bish posters that I was looking at, that hopefully I'm going to consider picking that one up tomorrow, was actually a signed one. And that was 1,600. The prices are brilliant in this shop. I mean, really unbelievably low. So, yeah, 3,500 for a t-shirt. I wouldn't even pay that at the gig, to be honest. I wouldn't pay that at the gig. Pretty sure that most I usually pay for t-shirts at the gig is about 2,000. So, this might be part of having their own record label, but that's a pretty heavy bit of cashing in there. Fair enough, though. I mean, supply and demand. If they're selling, they're selling. You set the price at the highest amount you can that it actually goes off the shelves. If it's going off the shelves, then it's going off the shelves. Nobody listens to radio anymore. In Japan, they do. I know you're right for most of the world, but in Japan, they really do. Radio and just sort of generally, you have internet radio as well. A lot of these stations are digital stations in Japan now, but radio is still a very big thing here. Even with the music streaming, people do listen to radio a lot. Fernando, but they not do the same with Endless Story and Bubble. Almost a last-minute release. I did that. I mean, I didn't really notice actually. I think Bubble actually got quite a bit of promotion from what I remember, because that was very early in when I was doing this channel. But I remember I had actually heard a lot about Bubble in advance of it coming out. So, I think I'd seen a lot. And being like, what the hell is this? Scandal put out teasers on Instagram like a week before, and the whole premiere thing. I know they did that for the other two singles, recent ones, Fuzzy and Masterpiece, but yeah, they really have been promoting. They've been using social media to really push their album, but their album has a much more poppy sound. I mean, we've got to be honest here. Although Bandmate have more of an international reach, I think it's fairly clear that Scandal's new album is going to sell better, at least domestically, than Bandmate's album is going to be. It's just a genre thing. It's just the way that the genre would work. The promotion is crap. Bubble got some promotion but that was a commissioned work for a TV show, to be fair. Guys, is this something that we should be worrying about with this Revolver company? Are they not doing very good? I mean, it seems they've been much better with giving the band room for artistic expression, for taking time to actually create artistic things. But should we be worried that they are not promoting them properly? There has been some like band-made things that you see around about Tokyo, but not much. I mean, considering their fame level, I don't think you see them anywhere near as much as like when the Baby Metal album came out. I know Baby Metal are vastly bigger, but when Baby Metal's album came out, you could not turn around for seeing their advertising everywhere. But Bandmade, I mean, still not much in the way of indication that the album's even coming. Harry, yeah, Soshuheiki Kimi had a radio premiere about 12 hours before the video was released, and Haruna was on the radio program promoting it. that's the classic way to do it. That's a classic way to do it. Get in there just sort of 12 hours before. You know, people have got the time to think, oh, okay, I'll go and pick that up tomorrow. I didn't know it was coming out. Yeah. It's close enough that people won't forget, and it's far enough away that people have got time to plan for it, so they can go, oh yeah, I'm going to be there when the doors open. That's nice. That's a nice bit of work. Fernando, I also find that Bandmade's DVD CD release with 5 different covers a bit excessive. Yeah, it appeals very much to the Japanese sort of sense. You know, the Japanese commercialism is about collecting. People like to collect, or they like to have something more personal, so a member-specific copy. This is the sort of thing that I'm not overly surprised with that. I do agree it's excessive, but yeah, it's kind of what you would expect from the Japanese market. I'm with you. I'm sort of torn between knowing why they do and also thinking, why do you do that? So, hey, at least it's not 20,000 like the Baby Metal hoodie. Yeah, but then again, Baby Metal has become like a cultural icon. You know, again, it's that thing. If people are willing to pay it, which they clearly are, you charge as much as people are willing to pay. And clearly, if they're charging 20,000, that means that people are paying 20,000 for a Baby Metal hoodie, which is pretty insane. Let's be honest. You could actually have a really, really high quality self-printed out one. You should go to a local printing shop in Japan. You can have one printed out for that price, and it wouldn't be illegal as far as I'm aware. Plus, on social media, Harry says for a couple of days before that, well, the social media thing, I think that's just become sort of commonplace now because it's free to do. Most artists just go in, they start promoting social media style, and so that's always a good tactic. I don't know how effective it is. It depends on the band, really. I mean, ultimately, obviously, it's effective cost-wise, but I wonder how many of the people who buy these things find out through that. Simsy, yes, and Miku is promoting buying all the versions. That's a bit cynical. If someone from the band started going, hey, you really should buy all the copies, I'd be like, okay, you need to calm down. You're asking me for money already, so asking me to give you the money 5 times over is a little bit cheeky as fuck. So yeah, I hope she's not pushing that too hard, because that's not a clever narrative. No, not with your sort of discerning fans. Maybe with like hardcore fans, but with discerning fans, I think that would be a little bit. It'd be like, okay, stop trying to cash in on us, okay? Scanner's new album will sell 10 copies to one of bandmates. Yeah. I mean, I can't say it's exactly. I have no reason to know if that's true, but I wouldn't be 100% surprised. I mean, Scandal for a start. If it's not Reputation, they've also got like just, you know, the impact. But if you think internationally, those figures won't reflect internationally, because Bandmate will, in my opinion, easily outsell Scandal internationally, because although they don't have a huge international presence, they do have an international presence, whereas Scandal don't. People know of them abroad, but they don't have that level of impact abroad. You know, you talk to most sort of foreign music fans, and they've probably heard of Bandmate, but most of them haven't heard of Scandal. Scandal album will be released on 2nd of December. Oh, that's really confusing. 2/12/2020. With that's, well, I can't. If you mean that the English way, that means the 2nd of December. Can't be that far away. So that's the American way, isn't it? So it'd be February 12th of February. That's the only one I can assume it means. It's obviously not the Japanese way, because it would be in the year 2. So I'm guessing you mean 12th of February. Let me know. But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, that's cool. That gives us something to look forward to a couple of months after the after the Bandmate album comes out. So it's nice these albums are nicely separated out. You know, we have Baby Metal, we're gonna have Bandmate next, and then Scandal. And that obviously by the time that Scandal album comes out, I've had a time to do a few album listen throughs, which would be great as well. We are the Bandmate promotion team, are we not? Yeah, Lazy Line's correct. I mean, that's why Bandmate kind of work, that they have got a strong following. This is what I was saying about Rena. It is kind of like, you can tell it's kind of pandering towards, okay, the fans want this song, the fans want this type of thing. Revolver is a rehash, still pat of crown stones and platinum passport. Their agency is more concerned, it seems, about Pradilla and Passport. Yeah, a lot of Bandmate's promotion is fan base, especially overseas. Didn't completely get that first comment, but that might be because I'm not too sure of the names of the agency. Platinum Passport, is that the name of the agency? Anyway, but yeah, I get your basic point. But you know, if Bandmate's fans are spreading it, which they appear to be doing, then maybe that's why. I should probably give Passport and Pretty a listen at some point as well, actually, just, you know, because. Sibyl, hey man, how you doing? Hey, it's Friday, I'm supposed to be working. Friday? Is it Friday? It is Friday. Yay! I've been doing this early, aren't I? Yeah. I keep on forgetting what day it is. It's Friday today. I'm doing an early one and I didn't even know. I was actually thinking it was Saturday. There you go. Messed that up, didn't I? Hello. 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 Is anyone there? Hello. Yeah, no, I never left. I was here. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Your shit internet's what's going on, isn't it? Okay, so where were we? So yeah, I was saying, in Tokyo on weekends. Let's have a look here. So yeah, I mean, Scandal pushing up the promotion. Girlfriend have their big one man into Tokyo this weekend. Tickets are available, I think. Wait, no, it's next weekend, or maybe next weekend I'll go there. But yeah, Girlfriend as well. They're pushing some promotion. I wonder if they've got an album coming out. It's already Saturday for you. Well said, Lazy. Well said. It is Saturday here. It's not the right time in Saturday, but it's Saturday. Thank you. I'll go with that. All right, so can you just guys tell me, can everyone see me now? Is it working now? The internet, is it back? I really hate internet cafes. Internet shouldn't be in the name if they can't provide stable fucking internet. Yeah, good to go for now. I was wondering why there was a Friday stream. Yeah, well, now I'm wondering why there's a Friday stream, but hey, it's here. Yeah, I've been so disconnected. I wanted to put up more videos today, actually, but just the whole transport thing, like I said, really shook me. I was traveling like pretty much overnight. Just my whole clock's been shifted. This is the first time I've done this as part of like regularly going backwards and forwards between Tokyo and Nagano. So obviously as time goes on, I'll get more used to doing this, but yeah, it meant that I was been spending so long as well the last few days, just every day recording, doing so many videos that I kind of got myself slightly out of sync. I hadn't really edited enough of them again. Then, you know, traveling, didn't have anything queued. I got loads of videos now that I've recorded that I've got to get around to uploading and editing. So, hey, thanks, guys. I can see you guys are saying that I'm alive and I'm here, which is nice. So, yeah, basically, it's I'm really looking forward to getting the new place properly decorated up. Stimper has left a comment. All your bass art belong to Bandmate. Nice comment. I I want to get the new place looking really good, and like I say, buying all those sort of bits of merchandise and things have been that's been really awesome. That's made it really kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to the place looking really cool for New Year. Just there's a lot of positive things going on there. Did you see my link for the Scandal cartoon anime band? I did see your link indeed. What would be really good so I can find it again. Like I said, that's one that I want to do after I've heard maybe a few Scandal animes. Albums. So if you're going to give me the anime link, just if you could make sure that's in the Reddit, then we actually know that I'll be able to find it again. So if it is in the Reddit, I can't remember where I saw it, but I definitely did see it. And if you put it in the Reddit, that's perfect. If you didn't put it in the Reddit, please, I really want to come back to that one. Well, you're just getting yourself ahead of the curve with all the recording. Yeah. Basically, I kind of missed where we were over the summer, where I kind of just had like a load of videos finished, just sitting on the internet, and I could just choose which one came out each day. And then with all the problems, it really the problem started from when I got stuck in Korea, ironically. From that point onwards, it's been very hard to get back to being ahead, because then I came back to the old Cardboard Palace, and the internet was constantly out, and problems with that. Then James came over, and we were busy. Then there was the Vietnam trip, and then there's been all the moving to the new location. It has just been very difficult to really get myself ahead of the curve. I've been playing catch up, which I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be ahead of this a long time ago. And I was for a while, and I wasn't. And that's my big thing now. November is all about getting ahead of the game. And then in December, we can record some really entertaining content. There is some really cool stuff coming up in December that I'm really looking forward to doing. And as well as I am also going to be reading dramatizations of some of our worst comments. There will be dramatized versions of some of the most aggressive comments we've ever received in a special acted featurette, which will be provided to you as well over the Christmas holiday. Last year, like I said, the radio show that we did before ended with a Christmas special. The Christmas special was the last episode that came out before we split with the radio station. I'm also thinking I can't put the Christmas special on the internet because it was covered. The copyright was covered by the radio station, but I can put it in a special. Like in the OneDrive for you guys to see. It's an hour-long special. It's really good. It's got like some comedy stuff that me and James did. It's got loads of Japanese Christmas music, which is a really big thing. I really think you guys are going to enjoy that. It's got loads of Christmas songs that you guys have probably never heard before. I thought this would be a nice way of doing that. So I'm going to put last year's Christmas special online on the OneDrive coming up to Christmas, but there's also loads of things. We've got things to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the YouTube channel as well. Loads of really cool stuff. So I'm really looking forward to December, and like I say, loads of sort of rating things as well. Top Bandmade songs. The new Bandmade album when it comes out. Redoing the Baby Metal top 10 as well. There's some really cool stuff coming up, and the Korea special finally. Okay, so Mochito to Cheese, one release 2015, so definitely after Bandmade. Oh shoot, I don't use Reddit. Is it really worthwhile to get that? I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not like something that it's not something where I say, oh, it's a really big deal. But for me, although I find Reddit quite awkward to use, it was quite easy to sign up to. It's kind of like signing up to anything, like signing up for an email account. I wouldn't say don't download apps or anything, but if you just want to sign up to their website and then you can log into our website, our page on that thing really easy. It's just, you can ask someone else to post it on there, or you can post it somewhere else. It's just I want to make sure that I actually see your links, and we get so much stuff now coming into the channel all over the place, all over the times, all different times. It's now just become almost impossible for me to keep up with the links that are sent to us. So I just have to prioritize. If it's on the Reddit, then it has to get priority, because I know that it's coming from someone connected to the channel, and I know that I can find that link. So I would say if you can, I would really appreciate it. But don't worry about apps or anything. You can totally sign up without any apps. I haven't downloaded any Reddit apps. I just do it completely through the web browser. So Harry, guess who was the Scandal anime in his Google Drive with the first 12 episodes anyway. Well, suppose you could resend me that link. Yeah, Reddit is a very least a useful resource. So I guess, yeah, I agree. I still regard our Reddit, because I mean we have so many different places we do conversations, like on the live stream, like on the what's it called, the Discord. The Reddit is more just like it's more like an index. It's like where you can find all the things, where you can like leave a definitive mark on the channel. So the Reddit is more that. It's more of our index. It's more of our it's our internet Firefox. I hate the idea of getting more apps. Yeah, don't get more apps. You don't need an app. Don't worry about it. You can do it all from web browser. Like I said, I don't have any Reddit apps. I do it all totally from the browser. Found out that Akane Kanami played in Love Band 2 a few years back. Put a link on Reddit. Cheers, amigo. How did you know? I don't know what he knew. You can just browse it using the internet browser. Oh, that's kind of what I was saying. Harry, I heard Tomomi actually plays bass for one of those late night talk show bands on Japanese TV. Assume it is a part-time gig she does for fun. Probably, yeah. I mean, if she lives near to the studio, she probably would. Just pop down to the studio in the evening, or they usually tape during the day, don't they? Just pop down to a studio during the day, tape the episode, pick up some cash, go home, and it's a little bit of practice. Fernando, those 12 episodes don't have any music. I found Space Ranger in the Scandal anime version. Okay, interesting. All right, so I'm gonna have to roll that one, see what's going on. I believe I also did a doll anime version too, but I can't find it anymore. All right, guys, just hit me with all the links you can, be they cloud links, be they video links. Hit me with those links. Mm-hmm. All right. So, there's a couple of other things I wanted to mention. I've completely forgotten what they are now. But I'm glad at least there's 8 people here, considering, yes, I am doing this on Friday for most of you guys. Apologies, I'm just really out of sync, obviously, with reality. Yeah, what else I was going to mention? Well, I mean, a lot of the things I wanted to mention are things that we discussed before, like I said, about the things that are coming out with December, and like I said, I'm really excited. I'm working really hard in November so I can get ahead and do those December things. But next year, and also, by the way, yeah, a lot of remixes coming. I might as well mention that as well. I've got 4 remixes currently in the work, well, 2 re-recordings, 2 remixes. The re-recordings are going to be, I'm doing a jazz version of a band-made song. I'm not going to tell you which one. It's kind of funny when it comes through. I'm doing the Nintendo is thing that came up in the conversation before. I've taken a Ningen is song and I've done it in like 8-bit style, so it's Nintendo is now. And I'm taking. I was listening to the very first Dreamcatcher song, which is before they were Dreamcatcher, when they were just a different group on the label before they really worked out what they wanted to do, and it was very poppy. So I've decided to do a metal version of that, and also doing a metal version of one of the Karen Girls songs. I'm currently playing around with both of them, working out which one would be best. And I'm thinking of doing that by basically mixing Karen Girls with baby metal. So you're going to get like young Sue meets old Sue. That's going to be kind of cool as well. And then I had a recommendation for a different version of Give Me Chocolate to do, which I'm playing around with trying to do as well. Someone suggested a separate mashup for that with like a Metallica song. So I downloaded that Metallica song. I'm giving it a listen. I'm just trying to work out if I can do that as well. So that's potentially 5 different re-recordings coming up soon. Let's see what everyone's saying here. Check my YouTube channel under Play the Scandal. Oh, cool. All right, that's nice. that's an easy place to start. Hopefully it doesn't get removed. The Koshi Tan music video was actually animated, and the girl. I'm guessing this is in relation to the Scandal. So, like I said, with most Scandal things, I have to wait until I've heard some, like a proper amount. I got the title wrong. Greetings from Minnesota. Hey, 1360. How you doing, mate? Welcome back. Welcome back, indeed. But they did do Space Ranger. So I'm just wondering, someone said I was lagging. Did everyone hear what I just said, or did that all go missing and there's no one telling me? I didn't lose any viewers during that time, so I'm guessing I'm still online. But I did just do a whole rant. All good here. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, next year, like I said, I'm going to have like a really nice setup in the room, get a proper background, you know, how cheesy and YouTube is that? But all of that merchandise from this shop is really cool. And like I said, I've got really cool posters so far for Silent Siren and Bish. And I'm hoping to get a few more of the other artists who we talk about regularly on the channel. But some really cool stuff, so I'm excited about it. You shout, do give me chocolate in the style of hot chocolate. Oh, you should do. Give me hot chocolate. That's an interesting one, because obviously the guy from Hot Chocolate, I think, because I think the anniversary of his passing away came up quite recently, didn't it? I think it was November the 12th or something. So yeah, I should have done that earlier, but that's an interesting one. Give me hot chocolate. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Well, we know which hot chocolate song it's got to be. If I can make them mix, then I'm gonna make them mix. Nice. I like this. Give me hot chocolate. I heard it. All I got was a second of audio lag, like out of sync up. Oh, okay, cool. Didn't give me chocolate in a marshmallow style. What's a marshmallow style? I feel like there's a really good joke there that hopefully will come through in a remix. But if I knew what a marshmallow style is, I'd be able to tell you. Uh-oh, freeze frame, soft, fluff. Oh, okay, soft and fluffy and sweet and cute. Okay. I don't. Yeah, I perhaps would do that. The only problem is if I did it as too soft and fluffy, it would lose the sense of irony, because obviously their whole thing is mixing fluffy and cutesy with metal. So if I just did it fluffy and cutesy, then it perhaps would lose a little bit. If the irony would perhaps it would implode under the own weight of its self-parody, perhaps. I'll see if I can think of anything that works with that. A cutesy version of Give Me Chocolate. I'll definitely try Give Me Hot Chocolate. And then if I can think of any cutesy ideas for a soft version of Give Me Chocolate, I'll do that as well. There's something to lose in it. Wow. Something to lose in it? I don't understand. Explain. That might be on your end, Fernando. Things are running fine here on my end of the stream. Okay, yeah. I would just say, guys, if when I had the lag before, all your messages were visible. So if there's any lag, then everyone immediately type. And if I see lots of people saying it, I know it's real. If I see one person saying it, then I know it might just be a receiving end lag issue rather than an issue here. But cheers. So, what was I going to say? Yes, I have many things, but not all my usual stuff. By the way, should just point out I'm not going to be on Discord at all this weekend, because the one computer I brought doesn't have Discord on it, and I can't log into Discord on this computer. So I'm actually not going to be on Discord until I come back. So apologies, by the way, for anyone who's in the conversation wondering where the hell I've gone. I am temporarily, forcibly taking a vacation from Discord while I'm away from Nagano. Could be at my end, Japan to Canada. I think it's beautiful to think that this is somehow being transmitted from a web cafe in Japan all the way to Canada, all around the world. That's kind of cool. I like that. Give me chocolate. There's something to lose. Wow, joke. Did I say something and I forgot what I said? Or are your jokes actually worse than mine? It's possible. Both are possible. Hey, can you get on the Discord through a web browser? I have to know my login. Don't know my login. So I can get through the web browser, but if I know my login. I might just play around. I might be able to reset my password or something, and then I've got to remember to do that when I get home. But I'll give it a try. It's just CMC being CMC, I'm guessing. He does that sometimes. He has the CMC zone. It might be something that the rest of us not get. They're not possible for them to be worse than yours. I did think that was a bit of a stretch. I'm pretty sure that I must be forgetting what I'm saying, because if your jokes got worse than mine, then I would be seriously concerned that you might actually be unconscious. Oh yeah, another social network, Discord. Well, Fernando, don't worry about the Discord thing. I mean, the Discord thing we've been doing for months now. It's just kind of a place where we ramble ideas to each other, because it's like a free form messenger, like a group messenger that's running all the time. And the benefit of that is it means that, you know, we can all just sort of spew random things that we're thinking about and stuff like that, and talk about things going on the channel. You know, it's not like an essential thing that you have to have. I mean, if you want to get involved in those sort of regular talks, they do get quite off topic, I should point out, then it's a cool thing to have, but don't feel that you're missing out on anything particularly content related. If you're interested in like the content of the channel, you're not really missing any of it there. So, the password isn't no bias. That's such a good password. I want to use it, but now because of the fact that you have said it, I can't use it, because then everyone will know my password. So, and tell each other had joke. Discord is very similar to old school IRC. I don't know IRC, but I mean it kind of. Do you mean like internet chat rooms? It is like an internet chat room. Very much like an internet chat room. I then find like Reddit is basically just like the old forums, and Discord is like an internet chat room. It's very true. It is amazing. We kind of think of those two things as being very much dead, chat rooms and forums, and yet technically speaking, they're very much alive, just in quite a bizarrely rebranded form. Don't try Akane X Yukaran XOXR. Yeah, damn it. I want to use that password now, but you know my password. Yeah, so thanks, Zimp, for the wonderful password suggestion that I now can't use because everyone will know my password. Forward even, unfrozen forward. You know, if anyone can think of the opposite of let it go, then that would be hold on to it. That's the unfrozen song. Told you my jokes were worse than yours. Okay, so oh, we've got a comment. Let's have a look here. I'm pretty sure that Konami and Akane were already in Bandmade with Mochi and Jesus form. Singers are both from Pretty Air, Nippon Crown's other comment's gone away. More senior group, blah blah blah, and then it trips off the end. So someone has commented saying effectively that the video does not predate Bandmade. So once again, the internet is not very helpful at giving information. Bollocks. Replace some letters with symbols. Just put numbers in the middle, yeah. Please do something with Tokyo Shoegazer. Crystallized album is incredible in my honest opinion. Also wondering which mass of the Fermenting Dregs song is coming up. I would just put it this way. I got a lot of Mass of the Fermenting Dregs songs. I've got quite a few of them and put them on my computer. Because I thought, let's randomize this up a bit. I just went through and I got the ones which had the most views. And actually, I think some of the videos I got as well, I think they're not all actually music videos. So there's going to be a few of them coming up, I think. I'm not sure where we're going to put them in. I know which one has to go first, the one that I recorded first, but you'll see. You'll see. I was doing them pretty much in view order, though. So if you, I can't remember the names, but if you check the one that has the most views, that's the one that that's one's coming first. Look it up instead of let it go. Lock it up. Look it up, the unfrozen song. Beautiful, gorgeous. Yeah, I will. I'll use that password suggestion just with a lot of arbitrary numbers stuffed in the middle, so I forget it again. Yeah, it's been on this one for about an hour. It's just been quite a chilled out live chat. I can't believe this is actually a Friday live chat. I got that totally wrong. Balls. Tokyo Shoegazer Tata reminds me of Scandal's Tokyo Skyscraper. Yeah, I guess sort of in a phonetic way, yes, but the whole meaning sounds very different, doesn't it? I mean, Tokyo Shoegazer. Someone mentioned that to me before, and so I think that's somewhere in the folder, but I'll have to double check that one. Tokyo Shoegazer. But I don't know if it's crystallized album, so I'll have to double check whatever I've got and see if it actually is crystallized album. It's one of the first things I noticed about getting back to Tokyo is it's nice to suddenly, hey JC, hello. One of the nice things about being in Tokyo for the weekend is like it's just amazing. I got off the bus and it's amazing to just there's people here. Human life. That's better. Because just like the problem is in Hakuba, there's not many people. It's so quiet. I mean, it's really beautiful, and you can't go out late at night because there's bears and they might eat you. So basically, you're like between daytime, nowhere to go, nothing to do, nighttime, bear attacks. And I mean, it's a beautiful place. And don't get me wrong, for working and doing the channel, it's fantastic because it gives you lots of room to just relax and concentrate. But I think sometimes you need human interaction to keep you alive. So look here, 1360. No, reacting to lazy Tokyo Shoe Scraper. Nice. Oh dear. Harry, no bears, Paul. Yeah, the pigeons will come and fly, pick up the bears and fly away with them. That's what's going to happen. My technique with passwords using semicolon phrases with 3+ words, harder to forget, and practically brute force proof. Well, actually, I've got 5 passwords, but I do remember that when I tried to use them for Discord, it wouldn't accept any of the 5 passwords because they all use quite a specific format. And Discord would not accept my usual passwords. So I had to put in something different, and so I forgot what it was. It was just like a variation on one of them, but it was 1 or 2 characters different and therefore forgotten. So yeah, I'm usually okay with passwords, but you don't have a bear cafe in Akira. Come stroke the bears. Have a chocolate cake and get murdered by a gigantic animal. Probably in Hokkaido. The Sapporo Bear Cafe. Reservation with death. Just the bare necessities. Yeah. Oh no, Disney are going to sue me for singing that. I was watching a thing about. Let's just be frank here. We all know that Disney has a long, wonderful history of racism. I was watching a thing about that online, like when I was on the bus earlier, and like, oh my god, Disney has so much heavy-handed racism in it that I just feel kind of dirty every time I sing a Disney song by accident. Apart from the fact that they're ultra rich and most of their money comes from spewing out crap. Sorry, hate to say it, but Disney have produced an unevenly large amount of shit. So that is a bit of a shame. I know they have their name on some good things, but when you've got virtually everything, then sort of by proxy you're going to pick up some good material. But they have unfortunately spread a whole lot of crap into the universe of recent years. Let's have a look here. I use a password manager, very convenient. Yeah, I had a password manager, and then my last computer went wrong, and then I couldn't log into any of my accounts when I got my new computer. So it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it wasn't. There's in made uniform must be a market for that. I I think it was Silent Siren actually had a tour which I think was called the Girls Will Be Bears tour. I don't know why you picked this name, but I like it. I know that because it's like mentioned on the gigantic poster that I bought today for the new set. Yeah. Oh crap! Discord, another social network to look for. Pretty sure that Fernando said that about 20 minutes ago, and I had a whole long-winded reply that I said, did you type that again because you didn't hear what I said, or did it just repost because of a glitch? That's really kind of confusing me now. You have to tell me about that. Bear Maid. I'm sure someone out there can do the artwork for that. Bear Maid. Bear Maid topless fade cover band. Howard could manage them. Yeah, that sounds like something that I would be rather happy to attempt to manage. Harry, Disney equals throw a bunch of shit on the wall and see what sticks. Throw a bunch of shit on the wall and see what sticks, or find whatever else is selling and buy it, and then just make sure that it never ever achieves any form of originality and just keeps on maintaining whatever the formula is, thus assuring that you milk any last potential out of it. I mean, as you guys know, if you've been following this for a while, I don't really like Star Wars, but I never really cared about it. But someone actually made me watch the last two films, and I have to be honest, having watched the last two ones that Disney made, I mean, before I just found them bland, but now I found them offensively boring. I mean, to the point where it's just like, what is this, and who could enjoy this? Just lifeless characters doing stupid, unexplained things. And it's just like, oh god, this drivel, make it end. So yeah, okay, I was never a fan of the series to begin with, but at least I can accept why people liked it. And you got that, and then you got the Marvel things. I mean, I'm totally on board with why everyone likes Marvel. It basically is a television soap with superheroes, which has been done on a very large scale, but it is still a formula that relies on that let's keep on recycling the same thing over and over and over. And let's not introduce any form of threat or danger through fear that we might lose toy merchandise. Oh no, someone's died. We can't sell their merchandise anymore. So Disney basically to me, and here's the other thing. Hey, we got all those really good, like, timeless animated cartoons, like Lion King and stuff. I mean, whatever you think of Lion King, people love it. Let's remake it with CGI so it looks super realistic but takes out all of the character. Yay! Everything looks real and dead. I just think Disney is just like keeps on perpetrating crap to a wholly unacceptable level. Let's see what everyone is saying. But sorry, I've started on my Disney. Basically, Disney are on the Apple level to me. Although, you know what, Apple actually, I think I dislike Disney more than Apple, because although I think Apple have made a brand out of ripping people off, I do accept that a lot of people pay that extra money for the convenience of something that is just doesn't demand any thought. That's just so basic and controlled by Apple that they do. For people who don't really care about technology, I kind of get that. You've got extra money and you don't care about technology, fair enough. So we're not forcing people into crap. But Disney is like, it's the fact that they're actually abusing art. That's kind of what offends me more. They're abusing the creative vision rather than just offering up overpriced items to the market. My ranting has begun. Oh God. All right, let's see what people have been saying. So Disney for a bunch of, yep. Discord links is below the videos. Yep. Disney equals buy every popular thing ever. Yeah, I was hearing someone saying that the big fear is that they'll buy Netflix. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Netflix, but credit where it's due. Netflix do fund independent filmmakers, and they have a lot of crap films, but they have resulted in some really interesting films being made or being marketed that wouldn't. I mean, Martin Scorsese's new film, he didn't want to go to a streaming service, but literally because of companies like Disney filling up the cinemas, he couldn't get another film company to do it, so he went to Netflix. When you've got people on Scorsese level who have to go to streaming systems, this is why I just fear of Disney taking a monopoly more than they already have. CMC, which member are we going to learn is half bear and half human? Hey, I refute with the power of Hannah Montana. Oh, Hannah Montana. Daughter of Tony Montana. Half bear and half human. Well, Konami, half koala and half human, I suppose. That's quite cute. I can just imagine her hugging things now, although she doesn't look like the sort of person who would gladly hug people. G. Andrew White, Disney Star Wars is toxic sci-fi. Ray is a Mary Sue. First of all, I don't know what that phrase Mary Sue means, by the way. I've heard it used, but I think it might be an Americanism. Don't know what it means. And I know this term toxic is used quite a lot now. Again, I'm not really sure what the practical application of that is. All I can really say is for all of that, there's been so many comments about so many things, and people talk about the political side of it. I mean, I don't know, because like I said, I'm not a fan of Star Wars to begin with. I'm kind of vaguely interested because I do love good cinema, so I'm interested in it because of the impact it had, but I don't really know much about what it is because it's never been my thing. But it does seem to me, I mean, I can see when people say that they're angry because it seems like what the new producers are trying to do is just basically erase the history of the storyline in order to make to refresh it with younger, more hip characters. I got that. I mean, like I said, I saw the last two films. I can't say I fully understood them because it was just so much crap that seemed to be based in like lore that I wasn't interested in. But I did basically sort of get the vibe that they were just trying to like say, here's those old characters, here they are for a trailer, and then we kill them. But just that wasn't what bothered me. What bothered me was just the films were really boring and didn't even make sense. It was just like, this is not even good film. This is just bad film. Penguin, everyone is selling for the right price, and if Disney has one thing, it's money. Yeah, worded perfectly. Everyone has a price, and Disney has the money. That's pretty much how it works. Fantasia was nice. Actually. I remember when I was a kid, that was something that my parents showed to me, and I remember that actually did have a little bit of an impact on me because I was really young when I saw that. And I thought, this is an interesting thing. Like I say, they did have some properties that were quite good. Some interesting things that they had like a phase where they were creative. Unfortunately, slightly overlapped with the phase where they were racist as well. But they had some creative ideas going on. But now that's not what it's about anymore. It's just a machine now. Jungle Book was great. Agreed. Jungle Book was great. Interestingly enough, I heard someone actually level a claim of racism at Jungle Book that didn't stick. I didn't really see it. I can't really see the supposed racism people say is in Jungle Book. I'm willing to be corrected on that. But yeah, I think some people have taken this racism thing too far and they're just looking for excuses to call everything racist. But yeah, Disney definitely has put out some pretty racist stuff before, but I didn't think Jungle Book was that. That was just a fun film, really enjoyable, decent story, based on I can't remember who the author was who wrote the original Jungle Book book, but it was a nice interpretation. 1362, Song of the South, Disney's Bastard Child. Yes, the one that they don't like to talk about, zippity doo dah zippity day. Harrow, I just saying hi to say good night. Hello, sorry, we did this on the wrong day. Nonetheless, have a lovely evening. I'm not sure if I really should do this again tomorrow night or it would be too much, but I did do this on the wrong night. Just my body clock is screwed. Have a good evening, though. Harry, Disney didn't Disney buy Hulu and they went out and started another stream service, Disney Plus? I believe so, because Disney Plus, I heard, does include Hulu, so that would make sense. Just a way of picking up extra programs, I think, though. So Hulu will be included in this Disney Plus thing. CMC, Kami is Oh, Konami is famous for hugs. Really? Especially birthday hugs. Well, I should contact her on my birthday then. Jesus. September the 9th. See you, Konami, for present. Hi, Harold. Good night, Harold. There we go. Hi, and night. In simpler terms, Mary Sue's a badly written character that defies in-universe logic to make that character look good. Okay. So it's almost like a Deus Ex character. It's a character whose entire premise is contradictory to the world around them solely so that they can look better than they realistically should. Yeah. I can see that. But like I say, I don't even know whether I felt that was how I felt about her. I just felt that she was boring. But then again, everything in the film was boring. It's just so dull. It's like really unengaging. I mean, the whole point about a film, especially a film as simple as like a sci-fi action thing, is you're supposed to get behind it. And you're supposed to, the characters are supposed to be simple, but have very clear motivations and emotions. Because if you're not going to be doing high art, make it clear, easy, relatable, exploit basic emotions, and people like it. I mean, action movies have been doing this for years. It's like we have no story, we have no premise, but we're going to take some character, probably someone who's attractive, kill them so that everyone can go, oh no, and then have someone get revenge, and then everyone can go, yay, that was stupid, but it basically made me feel good. Exploit simple emotions. And to me, it's just boring. These two films, I saw them, and I just so crushingly dull. Sven, hello, Sven. AKG, as in AKG headphones. AKG headphones are amazing. G. Andrew White, yeah, the Mary Sue is a writer's projection of themselves, usually found in bad fan fiction. That's an interesting way of wording it. The writer's projection of themselves. Yeah, I can see that. So they just really want this character to look good. I mean, again, I don't know who wrote these films. I just watched them and I was like, oh, please make it stop. And they're so long. They're so long. Anyway, Sven. Oh, so we have another Scandal fan, which means that when we start doing the Scandal listen along soon, we've already got some innate listeners in Harry, in Sven, in Fernando. So, yay! CMC, she might give you a hug as long as you give your psyche outfit, have your psyche outfit on. I'll do that. I got no shame. I got no shame. I got no shame at all. I'll do that. Give me the wig as well. Cool. I won't be uploading anything there for a while. Victor hit me with 2 copyright. In all fairness, actually, Harry, all credit. That is some serious, like, amazing level stuff that you've managed to actually upload anything by Scandal onto YouTube. I mean, they have basically tried to murder me every time I've touched any of their stuff. I'm waiting for at least one of them to drop before I upload it again. Yeah, by the way, guys, my copyright strike drops on the 25th of November, after which point I'm going to be a little bit more adventurous again. Shall we find Victor and give him a good kick? CMC, always willing to personify a company and then beat the crap out of it in pigeon uniform. The big problem for me with the new trilogy of Star Wars, there's beneath all that crap, they hardly. Oh, sorry. The big problem for me with the new trilogy, that there's potential beneath all the crap. They really handled them terribly. Well, I mean, the problem with anything that is a sequel could arguably have potential because you've seen flashes of things that could be done. So yeah, I think it would be almost more surprising if there was no potential at all. But the whole point, when you do a sequel to anything, the whole point is that you have to work out where is the potential in this. When you can just rehash and make the same thing again, which is a cheap way of doing it. Or you can try and make it into something new but completely miss the point of why people like it, or like that type of film. Or you can, try and find out what was good about it and work on developing that. So yeah, I'm not surprised there was potential, but handling it terribly. I mean, like I said, I'm sure lots of people give me a kicking for even talking about it because I'm not a fan of the series. But I do have to admit, when you watch something like that, something as hyped as that, you just go, well, this is utter dirge. So an AKG, of course, for Asian Kung Fu Generation. Ah, of course, Asian Kung Fu Generation. Yeah, why do we have? My favorite Asian Kung Fu Generation song is the one where in the video, the water dancers get dragged underneath the water by the giant lobsters. That video is beautiful. That thing is a work of art. I absolutely love that. First time I saw that, I was like, what is going on here? Just like, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. CMC, well, like the new Star Trek series got savaged by Trekkies who look like complete dicks doing it. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I heard that Patrick Stewart was going to be involved in doing something, but I don't really know anything about that. I mean, I'm not much of I don't know much about sci-fi. I've enjoyed some sci-fi films, definitely, but it's not something that I'm particularly well versed on. And I know these things have like massive fandoms. I mean, I've always kind of say, I mean, I'm not one of these people who's a big fan of these things, but I do understand when people say, look, I'm a fan of this series, and then the company has disrespected the very core of why I enjoyed it so as to try and, appeal to some fad or something. I don't know if that's what applies for either of these two examples, but if that's what the fans are saying, then it has to be taken seriously. However, they could just be being a bunch of, like we've seen on this channel, obsessive fans who don't like anything that doesn't exactly appeal to what they wanted to see. So, I'm pretty open to just like letting the fans have that conversation. But as just a movie lover, if I can go and see a film and it bores the crap out of me, then I'm going to say this film bores the crap out of me. Lazy, I would wear a Psyche outfit for a hug from Konami, but I don't have the legs for it. Yeah, I would just all be hair, man. I would all be hair. She'd probably get like weird like burns just by getting too close to me. Just like friction burns from all the hair on the legs. Yeah, Andrew White, do you often go to the concerts over there, like Studio Coast or Zet? I don't go to festivals. I stopped going to festivals years ago. I was working for a magazine doing like festival reviews for a while. I mean, admittedly, that wasn't in Japan, but I just found that festivals, you never get an enjoyable experience from a festival, in my opinion. When I was younger, okay, but now I just don't get it. It's like listening to a compilation album. You don't get to hear as much as you want to do. I go to see concerts as regularly as I can. I mean, I've been really low on money the last year, so unfortunately I haven't been able to. But before that, I was going to quite a few concerts, and I'm hoping next year, now that things are a bit better, I can go to more concerts and do concert stuff for the channel and get back to interviewing artists as well. But yeah, I don't really. Concerts are really great here, and they're 10 a penny as well, which is fantastic. I avoid the big festival concerts now, though. But yeah, fair enough. I know they're popular, but I think they're more so people can say they've been, or hey, I saw this. Actually, here's a really good example. A festival is to a concert what a cruise is to a holiday. All right, you go on a holiday, it's like going on a concert. You know what you want to go and see. You go see it, you enjoy it, you indulge in it, you get the full experience. Festival's like a cruise. Everyone's there going, hey, we're having a great time. Hey, we're giving a good time. And they see a little bit of everything so that they can say, hey, I saw that. Hey, I saw that. Hey, I saw that. But they never really get involved enough. They never really get a chance to be properly involved. That's a really good analogy. I'm going to use that properly, like more in future. It is true. A festival is a cruise. A concert is a holiday. So yeah, I like my holidays. I like my concerts. So yes, sorry, this is a really bullshit way of answering your question. But yes, I do basically go to quite a few concerts. Not so much this year, but next year I'm going to start doing more. Hopefully again, and hopefully bringing them into the channel as well. I love doing them, but I stick to the concerts directly with the artists. And the best thing as well about concerts, this never happens at festivals. Concerts, you have a very high chance of meeting the artist. It's true. which is why I've got so many pictures of my Facebook of me with artists. Uh, did you like the AKG song with Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra? I didn't hear that one actually yet. I've been really slow picking up on Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. I know you guys have mentioned a lot, so apology. I have got them on my radar, but I've been way too slow, and I didn't hear the AKG one either. Victor Entertainment is much worse than Sony Music Entertainment. I don't know how long's a piece of string. Much worse, I don't know. They're both pretty dire when it comes to this thing, but Victor are somewhat in a league of their own for just pure and utter inability to work out that the internet exists and it's the 21st century. And no, I don't want to buy your record on wax disc, you morons. Yeah, Victor Entertainment are killing their own artists. I can't stand that. We've had this conversation a lot of times on this channel, though. Maybe one of her longer dresses might work. Okay. Well, no, we'll have to meet Psyche first, then she'll have to give me like suggestions. She'll have to dress fit me. Psyche can dress fit me so Konami can hug me. Perfect birthday. So just replying to a few. You guys are talking about the cover, the Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. Oh yeah, Sharon Parantan. That's waiting to go through as well. So Asian Kung Fu Generation is your favorite band. I'll probably see if I find some AKG songs that I haven't heard before, and I might do a bit of Asian Kung Fu Generation on my channel actually, because they're a cool band. I know them quite well already. I want to get into a bit more of them. So I'll do a bit of that. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to make because we mentioned a few things on here. I'm going to make a little text document. You guys should be sending all this stuff to the Reddit, but there's been a lot of things mentioned on here. So let's just quickly do that. Oh god, it's so difficult to find the text pad on this version. Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. So look here. So, favorite song from them? Really easy. Oh yeah, obviously Asian Kung Fu Generation. Oh shit. Okay, Harry, there was a huge library of cohort lore in the Star Wars Extended Universe novel that Lucas insisted all writers of those books that they changed nothing from the previous books or movies for consistency, but when Disney bought the franchise, they scrapped all that lore. See, this, like I said, this is something where I feel I can have an opinion on this without being a fan of the IP, the actual thing, because I do think that, I totally sympathize when people say, leave alone the things that we like, or at least respect them. There is something horrifying about this is one of the things. I don't really watch many TV series, but the only TV series I'll get involved in the ones where I know they've already aired the last episode and it's been well received, because I hate the idea of watching something with no idea where it's going to end up, like just losing you at the end. I want it to be a complete story. So if you're a fan of this thing that came out at the end of the 70s and has been sort of going over decades, and then suddenly someone just craps on it from a huge height and they just happen to be the biggest entertainment company in the world, then yeah, I think it's absolutely fine to be pissed. And especially if they're pushing an agenda, which is one thing I keep on hearing people saying, is that they're pushing an agenda. They're trying to get in like certain types of storylines and things to appease focus groups. Can't stand it when that happens. Okay, I got more people telling me that my Mochi Tachi's thing is wrong. That's going to be fun. I might have to leave a pinned note on that. So AKG, it's too funny that Ainyan, Silent Siren, and Mami Scandal are my favorite member from their group, and they are the best drawers of their group too. Drawers, like artists. Yeah, Ainyan seems to definitely be the most popular member of Silent Siren. Everyone I talk to, they all love Ainyan, which puts me in a minority. I can live with that. I like Ainyan, but she's not my favorite member. There's no bias on this channel. But you know, just saying. She's lovely. She's a fantastic bassist. She's brilliant. She's not the best member. Not the best member. This is totally objective, subjective opinion. There's no bias. I'm gonna cry for a bit. Okay, there we go. And I'm back. CMC Studio Coast and Zep. I think in this question, are the venues not a festival? Studio Coast, I thought that was like a festival thing. Yeah, Zep I know is a venue, but Zep hosts a lot of like those really extended things where you go and you see like a bunch of artists, and they I might just be out of touch then with what they're programming, but Studio Coast I thought was actually like a festival arrangement. I thought they did all their stuff as festivals. I didn't think that was just like a normal venue. So apologies then, I must have got those both wrong. I have been to Zep a long time ago. I haven't been recently. It's kind of one of those sort of places where you're like, I don't get quite what all the fuss is about, but it's good. It's good. I still hate the loss of Raven's legacy. I still lives on through the MMO. No, that's where I lose touch. Harry, I don't know enough about the like I say, the details, so I'm gonna have to just follow you guys' conversation on that one and see if I pick it up somewhere. Harry, Scandal Tour 2020. I'm assuming you're just hyping that. Andrew, I get it. I like holidays better than cruises. Thank you for going with me on the adventure of a lifetime as I try to explain my point through an extended metaphor. Thank you. I'm glad that made sense, especially considering it's just been pointed out that I was actually I was drawing the wrong analogy there anyway. So yeah, good news for Scandal that will make a new album ahead of World Tour. I'm excited to hear the Silent Siren song Hero 2. Is that out? Just gonna check that out. Heard something about this song, but I didn't actually know that there's been a release. Don't think it is out. Harry lag, never mind. Yeah, so I heard that Silence Siren have a new song, but I heard that this is something that we are waiting for. I haven't actually got a copy of the new album yet. Seriously, I've been everywhere. I even was looking again today, and I cannot find a copy of their new album, even in Tokyo. I think I heard all Asian Kung Fu Generation songs that exist. If you would make a reaction to Asian Kung Fu Generation, of course I would watch it. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I like to be genuine on my reactions, so I'd have to find a song I haven't heard before. But have a little look. I haven't listened to them in a little while, actually, so probably a good idea if I did that. Play the Old Republic consistently. Interested to hear the Dragon Prize Officer News Taste Conti produced and mixed it. I'm just sort of reading to myself until there's something which elicits a reaction that I can mention. Lazy, I did check out Kiyoshi. That video is coming. Don't worry. It was the song Baka that I checked out, so that one's coming up soon. But thank you for reminding me. So Ainyan will release a picture with the name Nyan Nyan Nyanto no Daihenshin in December. A picture. The characters are named after animals. Like, it's like a picture book. And I love the name. I love the names. That's really cool. Because Nyan is obviously like the cat thing. So Usa Nyan is quite a funny one. It's like sounds like rabbit cat. Like Usa from Usagi, Nyan as in cat noise. Usa Nyan. The new Sai song will release in December. Cool. All right, that's good. At least I know when that is going to be. I hope they give it a proper like online release with like a video and everything, so I can react to that like I have done with a lot of the other releases of recent, like November the 5th, the amazing. Remember the 5th of November when all of the videos came out. Fernando, okay, post on Reddit the link for the Scandal anime band and their version of Koshi Tantan. Fernando, if you've been away the last few minutes doing that, I really appreciate that. I wondered where you'd gone. I wondered whether you had just sort of been caught in some eternal battle with the internet, or whether you'd successfully done that and given up all hope. But thank you very much for it's just really helpful, man. It's really helpful, so I really appreciate it. Like I say, I'm going to wait until I've heard like at least 2 or 3 Scandal albums first of all, so it's going to be like a month or 2, but now I know where to find that. I know where to find it. It's fine, I can go back to it, and I'm not going to forget about it, because it's along with the Scandal side group rap thing, I'm definitely interested in checking that out. It's definitely stuck in my memory, but now I know where that link is, I can come back to it. So Sven, picture book, cool. That is nice. By the way, they've got, you know, like a lot of the Silent Siren singles, they have like they also have the multiple cover versions. They've got the Einyan versions of a couple of the singles for 500 yen in Tokyo right now. So, you know, if anyone's interested and would like me to buy them a copy of that, then why don't you just let me know? Harry, I hope like hell the Scandal come back to New York again on this tour. I want to see them again, and this time get VIP tickets and a photo with the band. You definitely should. If you see them, definitely push for the photo. It's always awesome when you get to meet the band, do a photo. Well, I mean, New York's New York, isn't it? Most bands go through there, so I'm pretty sure they will. 1362, if I link you to some of my old original music, would you give me some criticism? I'm thinking of starting to write again. Gmail would be ideal if you are interested. Yeah, absolutely fine. When you say Gmail would be ideal, do you mean, do you want my Gmail to send the links to, or it's absolutely fine to do that if you want to? I don't really use Gmail, if I'm honest with you, but I do occasionally check it. We had a channel Gmail that I was using quite a lot, but I've kind of stopped using that because of the fact we've got Discord and everything. Tell me how you want me to do that, and then if you send me the link, I'll give it some little listen and try and think of something useful and productive to say. Still having lag issues now, but I switched from my Wi-Fi to okay. It's to hear the Dragon Cries after the new Tony Sky has produced and mixed it on the new. Here's the thing: when someone says someone's going to produce a Bandmade song, I don't know that I don't really know that I can feel excited about that, because Bandmade isn't like a band who I really think production is a big part of what they do. Their sound is pretty raw. So if someone says, "Hey, they got a really famous producer," I'm kind of like, "Oh, cool." I mean, if you know, it depends on whether he's if he's mixing it. You said, you said he's mixing it. If he's mixing it, then I'm really interested in that, because I'm more interested in the mix of Bandmade songs. Like other bands, the production I think is a big thing, but with Bandmade, I'm just kind of more interested in the mix. Like, you know, Just Bring It so far, one of the biggest things that I said about that was that the mix was amazing, and that's one of the things I'm going to be coming back to in my conclusion when I do that video soon. Natassi, nobody thought we were chatting. Yeah, no, it's my fault, Natassi. I was here a day early because I made a total cock up, and I've been traveling overnight and I completely forgot what day it was. My bad. Surprise stream, Caldiff did mention it on Discord. Sven, it's interesting that the father of Sue is a big side fan. He wanted an autograph of her daughter, of his daughter, I'm assuming, as well. Well, if you're the father of a member of the group, I imagine you would be a big fan. I would certainly hope so. Harry, their last tour, a photo with the band was one of the VIP perks. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, Harry. If they are now self-representing, expect everything to have a price tag on it. They're going to get into monetizing everything, especially if Victor are still using their old-fashioned influence. There's so many things that I understand, but I know bands have to make money, but this whole thing about charging for photographs with fans, that's one of those things where I just draw a limit. I draw a limit on that. It's like, no, don't charge. There shouldn't be a charge for photographs with fans. And yeah, I know that means that you're going to get a massive queue, and the people who wait are the people who are going to really want them. You could do something, have a priority line where people who are members of like a fan club or whatever, who are already pre-existing supporting the band, maybe they get a head start. I don't know, but charging for photographs. If I like an artist and I hear them say they charge for photographs, I would just kind of go, nah, not worth it. Don't bother. It's just like, no, it's like, I support you guys. I buy you your CDs. I can't pay to come to your concert. So come on, no, that takes the piss. Like I said, I mean, I don't mean to disrespect bands or anything, especially bands who are like really popular. But well, not especially, but including bands who are really popular. But I'm stick by my morals on this. And I think that charging for photographs with a band is just some bullshit. I really do. I actually think it's kind of bordering on disrespectful. That's just my opinion. Plenty of people will disagree with that. I think that's the way it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that at all. But yeah, if they're self record label, that is almost definitely what they're going to do this time as well. Seems like Saki and Miku did mention that recording the vocals in NY, that it was a very different experience. But I'm not sure whether that's because of the city or just because of the studio. It'd be interesting to know what exactly made it different. Let's see. I think he means Baby Metal Sue's father. Oh, so Sue with one U rather than Sue with two U's, Sue with one U. Okay, well, that's really interesting. And then again, I guess, Sue's father was obviously the guy who, when she was really young, was happy for his daughter to go into pop music. So liking pop rock would probably be quite understandable. I think he means Sue. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, well, I'm going to need to know which Sue are we talking about? Sue with two U's or Sue with one U? And I've got my photo with the band from the Bandmate gig in Amsterdam. And I've got my photo with them. Was there a reason why? A reason why you didn't get the photograph? Do you mean you didn't get the opportunity, or you took the photograph and it was never given to you? I mean, what happened there? Sven, no, Sue from Silent Sign. Oh, okay, so it's his daughter. To be honest, if I had a daughter and she was in a band, I would probably be their biggest fan. It would be a bit weird and uncool, but I would still be their biggest fan. Because I'd be like, it's my daughter, that's her band. Oh yeah, my guys are cool. Ja, 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 ja. Yeah, who would not be proud if you had a daughter who was a lead singer in a band? That'd be amazing. I know, but it didn't make sense to me. Andrew, I'm troubled by the meet and greet model. Seems like a racket for the suits and not the band. I think I understand it with like the idol groups, because that's their entire business model. I mean, the idol groups, the whole business model is you come to see them, and it's not really about music; it's about meeting an idol. So, for example, I mean, like I had a roommate who I think I mentioned to you guys before. I had a roommate a couple of years ago, and he was massively into Keiichi 46, and they had a thing where if you bought their single, you get a ticket, which I think gives you a 5-second handshake with the band. And he was one of these people who he went to the shop and he bought something like 200 copies of the single. Like literally, he came back with just like crates of it. The reason being is that meant that he got to have a sit-down chat with them because they just added up the time. And then even after that, he had to travel from Tokyo to Osaka, go to this thing, meet the girls, and then he had a sit-down chat with them. And the singles weren't cheap; they were like sort of over 1,000 yen each. So he had spent like vast amount of money for just a couple of minutes to sit down and talk with these girls. But that's the idol model. When that goes into sort of normal music, which doesn't have the idol thing, then I start to become a little bit suspicious. It's like, nope, don't take that business model. So that's he's saying he was wrong. Oh well, don't worry. We're all wrong sometimes, me especially. As I keep on getting comments right now in relation to the Mochi Doji cheese video. VIP ticket, CMC. VIP tickets are a bit of a rip-off, but it does mean that early entrance, better access to merch, and hopefully better position in the concert as well. I think Bandmade was £35 for standard and £70 for VIP. Double price for VIP, if it's a proper VIP package, is pretty reasonable. But I mean, VIP, I have mixed emotions on. I think it does depend on the venue. In a small venue, I think VIPs are is kind of unfair. In a very big venue, if it's like playing a huge venue, okay, VIP makes sense because it's much more of a drudge to get to where you want to be and get to the merchandise and use the toilet. In a small venue, I think VIP is pretty backhanded. But, you know, fair enough. But VIP should never be a photograph-related thing. You know, okay, if it gets you a meet and greet, fair enough. But the band should not decline photographs from other people on the basis that they haven't been paid. This is kind of where I get that limit. I think because a photograph is a photograph, you know, they're not taking anything from you. They're just showing their support. They want to be seen with you, and they want to spread the good time they've had. So I cannot abide the concept, and I know this is something which is generally created by the record companies, but let's be clear, the artist has approved it. I cannot abide the idea of paying for the photograph being the only way to get a photograph with the band. And like I said, I've got loads of photographs with artists who have just gone up to them, I talked to them, I met them, and it's been really cool. Especially after the show, sometimes, when everyone's creeped out, if you're still like one of the one or two people left there while security are going around and the cleaners are coming out, sometimes the band will come back onto the stage to do a few bits, and you can just sort of call over them, hey, sort of hold a beer up, you're like, hey, come over here. And usually they're cool, they just come down, they chat with you, take a photograph, it's a big part of concert going, in my opinion. It's some of the best memories I've had from concerts is where it's been a really good concert and you just hang around afterwards and you just catch sight of one of the members of the band and you're just like, hi, you don't want to be aggressive over it, so you're just like, hi, and they say hi and you sort of like, oh, do you want to come over? And they come over. Like I say, with Shone and Knife, ended up drinking at the bar. Just went to the bar and had a drink together. Lazy Guns Brisky, we all sat around and had a chat. Just in the lobby outside, just all sat around and had a chat. It's not so hard. They still got paid. And we got really good memories. I felt much more loyal to the bands after that, certainly. It's really hard to put into words, but I think there are certain things that are part of the concert-going experience that shouldn't be monetized. It's just, I know I'm probably sounding over-passionate about this, but I am quite passionate about the fact that I think that kind of thing is for idol groups. It's not for bands. That's just my feeling. So Fernando, VIP for NYC for N. What is N? This is some algebraic music talk that I don't know. Bandmade was $75. Actually, a bit on the steep side, but compared to a $35 ticket, it's double price. It's not horrific. I've heard of VIP sometimes is like something ridiculous, like 7 or 8 times the price. That's that's crazy. And let's see. Then the event is to meet the idol. Yeah. Sorry, in regards to the idol thing, with our idol groups, it's not even so much about the concert; it's about meeting the idol. Lazy, a professional photographer took photos of fans with the band, but I never received my copy. Oh, what? That's fucked up. Oh, that's really bad. I would message the band's management. Right, who was the photographer? What the fuck's going on? That's hot. That's terrible. No, that's really not okay. Definitely, I would be in contact with them. Sven, I think I will recommend 2 new Asian Kung Fu songs, a bit different from the old stuff, but very nice. Dude, if you put that into my Reddit, some new Asian Kung Fu generation, definitely. I don't care if it's different. Different is good. I'll be looking forward to hearing that. Thank you. Simply, Were the photos not posted online? Maybe I never found them. Anyway, I can see them on my handmade poster. I can see them on my face mirror. Oh, but still, no, I don't know. I don't like that. I think that's again, it's part of the experience. You were there. Professional photographer came up. That's part of your concert, your gig, your story. Concert's a very special thing. It's a very personal thing. It's something that you really get to enjoy, um, and it's an experience. And I think that it should be taken very seriously by the artists, well, by the management, the people who put on the show, that is what they're providing. They're providing an experience. People are meeting bands who they love, or maybe they're finding a band that they didn't know before, and this is their first experience of something they're going to go on to love. It's very important. So I think there is a real sort of sanctity to a concert that should be respected. Andrew, unfortunately, the money grabbers have monetized the photo process. I've heard stories of band managers ordering band members to not get in photos unless it's paid for. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. A couple of the bands who I worked with, I worked actually. I didn't work directly with the managers, but I worked in the studio people, and you heard some things. There's all kinds of weird things going on. Like, for example, studio staff are not allowed to photograph the band while they're in the studio on any context. Things about, like you say, if you meet someone on the street, you cannot take a photograph of them. There's some really weird stuff around that. So absolutely 100%. Harry, the complete VIP package for Scandal Special Thanks Tour was 1 hour early entry into the venue, closer to the stage, first pick table match, a special mystery gift, and a photo with the band. I kind of get that. The gift is nice. Early access is nice. I think the merch thing, I don't know how they do that, but I would have like some sort of system where if you did the VIP thing, you could select the merch in advance and then just pick it up at the exit on the way out. That's the way I would do that, rather than some sort of access to the merch table thing, because that's just confusing for people that are there. I would have some sort of order system, like maybe when you come in early, they just go, okay, this is the merch we've got, tell us what you want, and then on the way out, we'll have it waiting for you. Something like that, maybe. But that basically sounds good. The photo with the band thing, though, if it's part of a meet and greet, I get it. If the band are available for photos anyway, but they're only giving it specifically to be, this is kind of my point. If they're available just to be photographed, then they should be photographed. If they are only doing it as sort of like a backstage meet and greet, I kind of understand that, because they're saying we want to keep our distance anyway, which is fair enough. That's an artistic choice. They don't have to meet the fans. Fernando, Blackpink VIP tickets started around $650. Well, Blackpink are basically the Korean version of an idol group, and they play on a bit of there's that sort of over-sexualized style of pop anyway. So basically they are just getting a bunch of horny teenagers and middle-aged men probably, and charging them whatever they can just to meet. That's the kind of thing I would expect. Like I said, I don't have a huge amount of. I don't mean to sound cruel, but I don't really have much respect for Blackpink. From what I've heard, it's the most derivative and awful K-pop. Nothing about it have I found enjoyable at all. And combined with the fact that I don't like their image, I think they're just basically ripping off American pop and all of the most insidious and nasty parts of American pop. It just sounds horrifyingly bland to me. So it does not shock me when they say $650. I know they got a lot of fans. I just do not understand what people see in them. I really do not understand what people see in them. But to each their own. I maybe should try and get into it. But the problem is, if I try and post a reaction video to Blackpink, I know I'm going to just piss off a lot of people, because they got a lot of fans. And I honestly can't see myself having anything good to say. Anything. It's just, I've heard like 4 or 5 of their songs now, and all of them were total dirge. I mean, just soulless, hateably bad. Couldn't stand it. Just made me want to turn it off. So $650? Yeah, I don't think they're doing it because of the music. I think they're doing it because they've sold their image to a select audience. That's my opinion. I'm willing to be corrected by a fan who feels differently, but that's my opinion. Um, $650, Jesus. Lazy Lion, it's okay, really. I made them laugh, and that's way more important than a picture. Yeah, I know, but still, it shouldn't be one or the other. You had both. Yeah, it's cool. I'm glad that you had that good memory, but I just I'm happy you're happy, but I'll just yeah. Seriously, I agree with a lot of what you said about photos, but managers have leveraged the whole safety thing as well as they are crazy. So photos are done in a safe and controlled environment, as that is one of the justifications. Um, uh, yeah, like I said, that kind of goes back into what I was saying. If the band are not taking photos with fans, if it's a meet and greet, if it's backstage in a controlled environment because that's what the band wants to do, fine, that's okay. My point is that there are bands who are not in that situation, who are available, who can be photographed, and you're told, and this is very much true in Japan. I'm not so sure how much this works in the rest of the world. Definitely in a Japanese concert, they really control access with cameras, and even not with the band, just don't photograph the stage. They're very, very controlling about it. And it's like, no, if the band is available to be photographed, they're available to be photographed. If they're not, they're not. If you have to meet them backstage, you have to meet them backstage. If they're at the front of the stage and they're willing to come and talk to people, you should be allowed to take a photograph. That's kind of as simple as it gets. Sven, I don't like the K-pop industry. I think this system should not be supported. It's a bit like modern slavery. That happens in the J-pop system too, as well. If you get into like the idly areas of pop in any country, you get that. But yeah, I know K-pop has got some really nasty corners to it, and it has caused a lot of instances of like depressions and suicides, and we've all heard about this kind of thing before. But K-pop has produced some good things, but as a general, it is a very difficult market to really get into. So CMC is about to defend Blackpink. This should be fun. Hey, Blackpink, or how dare you besmirch them as they will go down in history? I'm assuming that's sarcasm. Blackpink have nice legs, but 650. Actually, I think Lazy just worded it perfectly. Blackpink have nice legs, but $650 nice? No. That's beautifully worded. Fernando, Blackpink had one show in Canada, and I checked the prices, and I decided that it was out of my price range, even for a regular ticket, about 175 Canadian. Blackpink had one show in Canada. Oh, it's the same message again. This comes back to what we were saying about the Bay Metal hoodies before, though. The sort of 20,000 yen hoodies. There is this whole thing about supply and demand. You set the price to however high you can and still just sell out. So clearly there's enough people who are willing to pay that. And I don't think it's because of the music. But interesting. So it's 175 for standard, 650 for VIP. Jesus. Harry, when I get into the venue on my general admission ticket, I didn't see the band until they got on stage. Scandal general admission was $55. VIP was $150. 150 seems a little bit too much, to be honest. But like I say, double price I can understand. 110 maybe, and it's not far off there. But I do think 110 would have been reasonable on a 55 standard ticket. And yeah, call me. You can say I'm being bullish or rude if you want, but I tend to find that I don't have to be the first person in the venue to always get to the front line. Just take advantage of people's inability to want to be at the front, and those who want to go to the toilet and stuff like that. And I really hate that there's this tradition that some people think is a thing. It's not a thing. Some people think this is a thing, where you come into the venue, first of all, and you put your jacket over the front railing, and then you go off to get a drink and expect no one to take your spot. No, That's not a thing. That's never been a thing. That's not how it works. If you can't stay at the front, your jacket does not reserve your position. The people at the front are the people who had enough passion to be at the front and stay at the front. And believe me, I mean, an embarrassing bit of medical history. I was born with a bladder that was smaller than it should have been, which means that growing up, I had to pee more than most people did. I was like the kid who every 5 seconds, please, can I go to the toilet? So believe me, when it comes to drinking beer and holding the front of a concert line, I put in my work. Yeah, seriously, no, that's not a thing. Jacket over the rail, not a thing. You hold that front line. Andrew White, fame can be like a drug. You don't want to OD on it. Interesting you mentioned fame. I mean, that's actually a very interesting sort of segue. I think it's slightly different from what we were perhaps looking at there, because we were talking more about the presentation of fame financially and commercially, but from the artist perspective, actually ODing on fame, so to speak, I think that is a very fair point. People handle fame in different ways. I mean, ultimately, you know, a lot of the people who've done best are the ones who've just sort of taken it as a thing, and just sort of like that's what it is, and they just don't indulge in it. They let it be. I mean, Damon Albarn famously, when he was sick of the controversy and fame that came from Blur, he did Gorillaz because it meant that he wasn't the subject, that people were looking at the cartoon and not at him. You got like the actor Michael Gambon, who famously, he was so sick of controversial news articles that he would just go and do television interviews and deliberately make up lie revelations and tell people like lies about his sexuality and stuff. And then like a couple of days later say, no, that was true. I just felt like saying it. I mean, you know, it's there's different approaches on how seriously you take it. I think the only people who OD on fame are the people who are doing it for fame rather than for art. That would be my opinion. So for Asian Kung Fu Generation's home tour in London and Paris, how was that a home tour if they're in London and Paris? The ticket costed only €35. Yes, but in all fairness, Asian Kung Fu Generation are legendary in Japan. They don't have the international following, so that seemed like a reasonable price for them. They have a huge following in Japan, but outside of Japan, their following is not as strong as some of the other artists we're talking about here. They are very much like one of those ones where, you know, in Japan, everyone's heard of them. Kind of like the whole Silent Siren thing. You know, I mean, Silent Siren are also famous in Taiwan, but outside of, you know, Taiwan and Japan, nothing. I think Asian Kung Fu Generation is similar. So I can kind of understand that, but it's a reasonable price. I wonder how much their VIP, if they had one, cost. CMC, I think both days for Metal Matsuri with 10 bands was £120, unlocking for more of His Mary's Blood, Mardellas, REI, aka Suzuka, etc. And they had a VIP party where the bands were selling their own merch. Was the old thing, isn't it, with Matsuri or festival? That price really is then down to how much you actually want to see those bands, how much you would actually pay to see those bands, and how long their set's going to be. So, for example, if you have a band doing half a normal length set, then you have to take how many of the bands you actually would pay to see if it wasn't for this festival, and then you can add it up and you can get a rough idea of whether it's actually worth it. It sounds cold, but that's the only realistic way of looking at it. I think this is why festivals get away with charging more than people would usually pay, because they convince themselves they want to see things that they wouldn't otherwise pay to see just because it's a festival. But yeah, festival ticket prices tend to be pretty high. Zim, just pee on the barrier and stay up front and you assert your dominance. Win-win. I mean, you have to cock a leg. Like literally just sort of put yourself sideways, cock your leg up and start pissing up the barrier and accidentally get like one of the guitar techs in the face. CMC 11 watching 3 likes. Howard is not James. He's somewhat likable. Paul, I've got 8 likes on my screen, but thank you anyway. There's people who've been taking away those likes and it hasn't updated. Lazy. I so much want to see Unlucky Morpheus live, maybe next year in Japan. Yeah. I think they would be really fun to see live. It's not necessarily my type of music, but I love her voice, and I've got to admit the band clearly has a taste for theatrics, so I can imagine they would be very interesting to see live. Definitely an experience, I would imagine. So that one I would like to see as well. Maybe when you're here, we can see some concerts together. Sven, Hometown is the name of okay. Ajikan's newest album. The biggest fan base of Asian Kung Fu Generation is in South America. They're one of the most famous bands outside. Okay, I'm gonna thank you by the way for the fact the likes just went up. I don't want to contradict you, but I'm gonna try and meet you in the middle here to a certain degree. The South America thing I did not know about, but if that's the case, fine, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't edit the fact that the prices in like London and Paris perhaps wouldn't reflect that, but okay, fair enough. Now, obviously, I can't speak for the whole world, but I spent a lot of time in quite a few countries and talking about music. I'm usually talking to people about Japanese music, which is why, I mean, I've heard about a lot of bands that are popular even before I'd heard them, like, Bandmate and Baby Metal. I knew how popular they were even before I was really listening to them myself. Asian Kung Fu Generation is kind of one of those bands, and Scandal is a little like this as well, where it's surprising that not that many people have really heard of them. I think unless you're really into Japanese music already, I don't think many people have heard of them. That's a how long is a piece of string thing, though, because none of these bands are household names. Even Baby Metal is not a household name. You have to be into music to have heard of them. But it's difficult. It's difficult because, I mean, like I say, it's how famous is famous. I would say, to say that one of the most famous bands, again, how many is one of the most? They certainly are well known amongst people who already like Japanese music. I think that's probably what I would say. But I haven't really seen, in my own experience, I haven't seen a huge amount of representation to say that they are well known outside of Japan. However, I've never really spent any time in South America. So I'm more than willing to be corrected on that front. And so South America is a big place. You've got another comment here. Outside of Japan, I mean, South America, Santiago is on place 1 on Spotify before Tokyo. Oh, do you mean on number of fans? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, like I said, I'm more than willing to take that. More than willing to take that from what you're saying. They've clearly found a following there. I don't think that generally covers for the whole globe, though. I mean, they seem to have appealed very much for South American market, though. But that's an interesting one. I'm going to look into this more. But like I say, none of my personal experience would suggest that this is a international thing for them, but they might have just found a very strong following there. So I'll have a look and see what I can find. Oh my God, copy and paste has gone crazy. One moment, I need to scroll up. Seems like Mary's Blood look like they would be a hell of a live show. I need to see more of them, but from what I've seen, yeah, I kind of agree. They do look like they've got quite a bit of a attitude to them. I'm curious if Doll's Box is going to make more music, says Andrew White. I hope so, actually. I enjoy them. I enjoy what they do. I would be really, really happy to hear more of them. They're one of those groups who, they're always fun, they're always interesting. I'd really like to hear more of them. Fernando, I saw Baby Metal at a weekend heavy rock festival, Heavy Montreal. Cost me 165 Canadian for a weekend access to the site. Oops, sorry, I'm lagging here. That's all right. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I think sometimes people pay for a festival ticket because there's a band they really want to see, and the only chance they have to see that band is in a festival. Then I kind of understand. I do get that. But that's interesting. I mean, I hope the whole festival was good. I hope the whole festival was worth it. From the people I've talked to, AKFG and Scandal seem to be more recognised amongst Anna. That might be a point. I mean, like I said, I can imagine if you are already into things Japanese, then yes, you're going to know the things that are popular in Japan. Asian Kung Fu Generation are popular in Japan. Scandal are very popular in Japan. They're amongst the most well-recognized bands in Japan. So if you are a foreigner interested in Japan, then your knowledge basis is going to be kind of on par with what the popularity is in Japan. I think more what I'm talking about is people who are not necessarily into Japan. They're just sort of music fans. Then how likely are they to have heard of these bands? And I think then you get a very limited number of Japanese artists who actually hit that particular bar. So Sven's agreeing. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, if you're into Japanese things, you're into anime and stuff like that, then yeah, your tastes are probably more aligned with Japanese taste anyway. So that makes perfect sense. And I do know, actually, interesting enough, I do know that anime is incredibly popular in South America. So that might explain the reason. So ladies and gentlemen, I think over here, X Japan, Loudness and Maximum the Hormone. Yeah, Maximum the Hormone are a big one as well, aren't they? Best known Japanese bands. I think X Japan probably were. I think they perhaps don't have much resonance with the current generation, but I know that they were really big in their time, or in Japan and kind of everywhere. But fair point. I mean, I can't claim to be the definitive barometer for these things, but like I said, I've worked with a lot of people in that area, talked about Japanese music to a lot of these sorts of people. So I consider that I've probably got a decent idea of this kind of thing, but I could be totally wrong. You know, I'm just speaking from what I know as what I believe I know. Anyway, guys, it's been over 2 hours. Going to be honest with you, I copped this up because I did it on the wrong day. I really appreciate it, actually. I really appreciate it. There's been so many people, so many likes, considering I completely ballsed this up. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I don't have Discord this weekend, but I'll try and log into it from the web browser. I've got a lot of things to do. There are a lot of videos that have been filmed recently, and I want you guys to know that they are going to start coming up, and I am doing everything I can to make sure that the footage is all going to be there for you. So just, you know, there is a lot of things coming up, and like I said, I'm really excited about buying all this stuff to make a really cool set for the videos, either at the end of this year or starting from next year. Copyright strike will be ending soon, and hopefully that will be the end of copyright strikes for a while. I don't know if we get another one, but just, you know, a lot of positivity is what we're doing. So again, thank you for following me on this. Things are starting to settle down, and I'm starting to get in control of the videos again. And it's all very much thanks to you guys for being there when we do this every time. I did want to have more of a conversation about the whole censorship thing today, but to be honest, I'm just a bit too tired to get into that one. So that might be one we talk about next week. But yeah, I know that is a big deal. And if anyone, like I say, if anyone has got any concerns, if anyone's been directly, I know a lot of people will say, oh, no. But I'm just saying, if anyone has been directly offended by anything that's been put on the channel, you know the video I'm talking about, then you're always welcome to contact me. And I would like to take these things on board, because I don't want anyone to be sitting there thinking, you know, I want people to feel like everyone's got a voice. If you're a follower of the channel, you're a follower of the channel, be it a quiet follower or a regular conversation contributor. So yeah, I want everyone to feel involved in that. Basically, that's all I'm going to say about that for today. I think I made a lot of comments on the actual video that made my feeling on that quite clear. And as you know, if you've been following the Discord, I did put in I've sort of designed like a disclaimer in case I ever needed to do that in the future, but that's about all I'm really going to say on that one today. Right, let's read some of the comments, and I'm going to start wrapping this one up. So Sven, Scandal is popular in Japan, but of course they are not superstars, but they are the most famous girl rock band in Japan. Yeah, probably. I mean, Chat Monchi. I'm just kind of thinking, because Scandal, Chat Monchi. In Japan, I think Chat Monchi might actually pip Scandal on sales. I mean, they have quite amazing longevity with their sales. So that's possible. But yeah, Scandal are legendary in Japan. They are like one of the huge names in Japanese music. Personally, it's a non-issue. Put up a warning sound sign and sound bit if they didn't pay attention. It's their own fault. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't believe in censorship. I really don't. But by the same token, I do believe in people's right to, be aware of what they're watching. I don't want to be the harbinger of unnecessary shock. So my question was more a case of, did I do enough to make it clear? I felt I did. As a general, most people said they did. Some people said that they missed the warning because they weren't really looking at it when they were playing through the video, which is fair enough. So I said, all right, it was suggested put it at the beginning of the video before the intro. So that's what I'm going to do instead if I ever need to. And that to me is case closed. I do think if you say to someone, and it is in the video description, if you say to someone, look, there is a warning here, then if they know there is a warning, then after that point, it is totally down to them. It's no longer my responsibility. If you know it's a warning there, then this is no longer my responsibility. You have been warned. So my issue is more that people can actually see it. Stereo Pony, yeah, Stereo Pony maybe in the past, not so much now. Fernando, so long until next time. Keep having fun and listen to good music. Absolutely, Fernando, I've got some stuff that I really hope is going to lighten your wallet coming up in the next few days. So stay tuned, my friend, stay tuned. Put something in start of title as well, I guess. Not suitable for work or something. Yeah, I'm just going to put it before the title. I'm just gonna, oh, you mean the actual title of the video? Nah, I'm not going to do that. I totally agree with your point, but I think that's overkill. I think that becomes the point where, no, if I put it, if the very first thing that happens when you press play as a warning comes up, that should be enough. People who automatically skip through the video, that's their problem. So you press play, and then the first thing you see as a warning, my job is done. Let's see what we got. Andrew Hughes, not so. Yeah, people are saying that I don't really want to do that. I'll be honest with you. Sorry, I know people are saying that, and maybe that is the wise thing to do. I just don't want to do that. I like my videos to look well presented. I like to present it properly. I've never seen anyone else use NSFW in a title of a video before. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But no, I don't even think it's the not suitable for work thing. I think it's just people being offended by the content. But that's, all right. I'll bear it in mind. I think it's more because they do anime themes. One of my friends don't really listen to OG, but no. Yeah, I think that's because they know anime though. If they know it vicariously through anime, then it's not really a music thing, But I see your point. CMC, did you see anime's song? No, any good? Pretty good. I'll take a listen. No, too poppy. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Goodbye, Fernando and Lazy. I'm going to go as well now. Really appreciate it. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into the whole censorship thing, but it's something we can discuss in the future. And I just wanted to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for being involved. I am really sorry. I'm totally out of it, which is why I dropped this live stream a day earlier than I should have done. And I'll keep you all posted, and there's more videos coming, but I'll try and get on the Discord as well. But if I can't, I'll be back on it during the beginning of next week. But anyway, form basis from Stereo Crunchy, yes, they signed on Twitter because it was the 7 years ago since their major debut. Yeah, I heard about something like that. I didn't know it was actually someone from Silent Siren, from Stereo Pony though. Good night, back to sleep well. Thank you. Well, if there's one thing I have to say, it's censorship. It's that's a beautiful comment to round things up. I really like that. It reminds me of that South Park 201 episode where they had a big long speech at the end and the entire thing was censored. Streaming is tomorrow as well. I'll give it some thought. Depends on the situation. I feel a little bit like I'm going to be overbearing people if I do 2 days in a row. But anyway, I'll let you guys know. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm going to go get some rest. So, from here in Japan, where, oh my God, the Wi-Fi actually managed to last for a while. Ciao, ciao.